everybody. I'm sure you're getting blinded by the sun a little bit right now, but we're off on a bit of a personal mission tonight. We're hauling some equipment. We got Kubota M59 Backhoe behind us. We're in our single axle international dump truck and 20-ton pintle trailer. We found a fella giving away some free fill dirt, so we're going to go get it picked up and start piling it back at my house to get ready for my shop build. So, in a little bit of a rush tonight. Fall's right around the corner and we're losing daylight early. So, trying to get as much hauled in as we can tonight. I got 6 loads from a different gentleman there last week and got about a third to half of my pad laid in. So I still have, I don't know, maybe 10 more truckloads to go till I'm up to grade where I want my shop to be. Luckily, tonight we're a lot closer than what we were last week. Last week was 15-20 minutes one way. Tonight we're going to be like 7 minutes one way. So hopefully we can get a lot of rounds made and get some progress. So we'll pick back up once we pull up to the property here and start unloading some equipment. Alright, it's a pretty fancy neighborhood we're working in here tonight, so we'll try not to disturb them too late. So we'll back in here and start getting unloaded. Alright, just backed in off the street. We'll get unloaded. Over here, pretty good sized pile of dirt we're gonna eat away from. Working on building a new house here, so that's all the dirt that came out of here. So we'll get that, using that, put on that. Got the trailer unhooked. Now we just got to pull up, get in position on the dirt pile and get to loading. Fortunately, the contractor that's working on this kind of left the skid steer right in the way. That's not my equipment. I'm not going to use it, but it is right in my way. But we'll make do with what we got here. got a good bit knocked out here. This beast of a girl. Got our first load on. So let's get to moving to get this all down to the house. All right, let's get to doing some trucking here. There's one load in. Needed to build this back corner up. I may bring one more load in on this, then I'm going to start filling in this hole here. Alright, just like that, pulling in, getting another load, and of course we're already losing some light, but hopefully we can get another loader, maybe two more in tonight at least. Nice hopping the curb coming in. All right, I'm gonna go get started. You guys count how many loads or scoops I'm getting in here. She's working good tonight. I actually started to make a pretty decent little dent in this pile. Second load on the truck, so let's roll. Alright, hopefully you guys can see alright back there. For this load we're going to have to back down the hill, so it's decently steep, but we should be okay. But if not, it's not on camera, I guess. go, second load dropped off. Let's go get us some more. Tell we lost the sunlight, but we're gonna go back and get one more load and pick up the tractor. That wasn't a pretty shift, but oh well. All right, y'all, I'm a little out of breath. I'm in a hurry, but got the tractor loaded up, got the trailer hooked up. Now I gotta try to make it to the parts store before they close at 9. So I promised the fiance an oil change. So we'll get out of here and leave these neighbors alone for the night. All right, we made it back out to the main road here. We'll get you a video going through the gears. We're pretty heavy right now. Luckily, traffic's pretty well died down. All right, we're back down here at the house. I've got 7 loads dumped. I skipped filming for a couple days, but one back there and 6 over here. I still have 1 on the truck up there. This little darker dirt I hauled in last week and got it spread out already. So I'm just gonna film with the tractor here. Don't feel like unloading the backhoe, so we've got our little B2650 Kubota with the loader and box plate on it. We'll get that out and push off these piles real quick. We got the father-in-law out here loading the truck today. It's his birthday, so figured to let him have a little joy. All right, y'all, here we are a couple weeks later. You know what they say, time flies when you're having fun. I got busy and didn't end up getting to film much of the end of that video there. But here's our pad. It's been, like I said, 2 or 3 weeks since we got this all spread out. Got real good compaction out of it. You can see right now the pad's 3 vehicles wide. before this over here, this grade was probably almost 4 feet lower. I'll bring you around the backside and show you what we look like. But we are, like I said, 3 vehicles wide with some room to spare, and plus we've got, right there is about the front of the pad, and then we've got a ramp that comes out to this flat out here between the trees. But yeah, we've got Super Duty and a 21-foot pontoon boat, and we've still got, oh, quite a few feet behind the boat here. Yeah, you see our pad starts tapering off a couple feet behind here, but this is all rock solid. I've drove that Super Duty all over this pad. I've actually had the dump truck with a full load on, and you can just barely see some indentations in the pad here from where it got drove across, like I said, with a full load on the dump truck. So I think we're doing real good on compaction. We'll let it sit over the winter time, settle down, drive some more equipment and whatnot across it. Eventual plan is to get rock from the driveway all the way down to this, and maybe get some rock on the pad. I'm still iffy on that because, well, as you can see right in the middle of our garage pad, we have a fairly decent sized tree here. Unfortunately, this tree has about a foot or so of dirt up it, so this tree is not long for this road, because every time you start covering the trunk like that, it's going to kill off the tree. But this is in the middle of our garage anyways. It is very soon coming down. It's a decent size. I'm terrible at identifying trees, but I think it's some kind of oak. Fairly straight, not as big as some of the other monsters we got in the yard, but that's not the problem at the moment. This guy here in the way, I'd like to get this cut down before winter, probably once the leaves all drop off. Get this cut down, tear this out, dig up the stump, and then I've actually, here in front of the Subaru, you can see where it goes uphill a little. I'm actually high right here on my pad. I probably have almost a dump truck load of dirt right there. I'm hoping to dig this stump out, bring all that dirt in, compact, and hopefully the whole thing will be on grade. I think I ended up somewhere in the, counting the dirt I got from the first place plus this dirt, I'm somewhere in the neighborhood of like 17 loads, about 10 tons each load. We'll come around here. We've got a silt sock protecting us from the neighbor to keep her nice and dry. Yeah, you can see obviously the silt sock's natural grade, how high we are up here. I actually had a little whoopsie. I backed this truck up on here when it was raining, and this is only a 2-wheel drive truck. I started spinning a little bit there, just slimy on top, and actually the truck slid over and wanted to come down the hill, so I just took the tractor and yanked it back up, and I haven't moved it since then. But that, you can see where the water is wanting to come down a little bit there, so I'll have to fix that up. But yeah, I got the laser out, and this corner here is the exact same elevation as the front tire of that Super Duty, and we are level all the way over to about the middle of that equipment trailer. I've actually got, we come over here, you can see we've got still a ditch line here, and then actually I have, you can see where this trailer's tilted a little bit. The passenger side is actually in a swell I've got, so I've got backyard natural grade here, and then the very front of my pad I slope in here, so we've got a swell so that water comes out around and behind the pad instead of trying to come across the pad or into the future garage. But right now I have room for about a 32 by 40, maybe 48 foot building, so I think that'll serve us well. We got probably a day or two after I spread all of this out with my little tractor. Like I said, I ran that truck over all of it several times to compact it down. Took the dump truck across it a couple times, compacted it down. A day or two after getting all of it spread out, we actually ended up, Hurricane Helene came through, the one that destroyed North Carolina. We got several inches of rain, not nearly as much as they did, but you can see how well the pad held up after that. No erosion or anything. I think all of our water runoff's looking good. It's been dry ever since Helene came through, so you can see where the clay's actually started cracking and coming apart. But I think we should be okay. This boat's been sitting here for, shoot, ever since we finished the pad. It's almost 2 or 3 weeks now, and you can see it has not sunk into the pad at all. Of course, it's a pontoon boat with the trailer. It's only like 2,000 pounds, maybe 2,500 pounds. It's nothing at all, but you come up here, this Super Duty, same deal. It's been sitting here just as long. It's hitched up to the boat. It hasn't sank at all. The front tire on this truck's flat, so not a real good gauge, but the Subaru's been moved around a bit. But otherwise, pretty happy with how we turned out. Like I said, all I used for grading was just my little Kubota with the loader and box blade, and this material worked up real good. Overall, very impressed with how it turned out. So, like I said, the next step for this project is to wait for a little bit, let any sort of natural compaction come down. I would have loved to have a roller on this job, but it just wasn't in the cards for the timing, and that's just the hand you're dealt sometimes, I guess. But I will get this tree out of here and then get the final grade where I want it to be, rock, and then compact as much as possible. And hopefully, if all goes well, next spring, summer, sometime, we will start building a garage back here. This tree is staying for now. It only has maybe an inch or two of clay around it. I will probably clean that up once I get that tree out, because all of this clay that I'm standing on here is actually to fill that hole. And I know the camera doesn't show grade, but you can see off the front of the Super Duty there's a hump here, then it starts coming back down. All of this is destined to get pushed in that hole. But overall, dump truck performed flawless. Buddy's backhoe does an awesome job as always loading the truck. But once the garage gets built, hopefully that shed and the Connex box will disappear. That shed is actually a dog house. It'll probably get moved over in the back corner of the yard, and then a new fence for the dog area will go up, and that'll be new grass, new yard for the dogs. Then everything over here will be garage. I'll actually have a place to work on stuff and hopefully keep the unsightly things out of my neighbor's eyes. So thank y'all for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed. Follow along and hit that subscribe button so you can see the next step of the journey here. Thank y'all.